All right. Hey, so today's topic, we're going to be talking about the power of massive action. What 50 talk tos in one day taught me. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a series of 3 episodes. So part one, part two, part three. And each one of these episodes, I'm going to share a handful of takeaways from having 50 conversations for so many of you in the community, Loan Officer Breakfast Club, Loan Officer Leadership, the Mortgage Marketing Animals. You know that yesterday we were inspired and Carl led us into something we called Call Stars 50 Blitz. And the whole focus of the day was to block off the whole day and to have 50 great conversations. And each one of those conversations to have a call to action. And so, what a remarkable day. Hundreds and hundreds of people joined us at one point, and literally we started at 8:30 Eastern. I'm sorry, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 my time, and went all the way through Pacific. I know many people are still going at 6 p.m. on the West Coast. And so it was just a remarkable thing. And I thought, here's what we're going to do. I don't want to get away from sharing the lessons learned. So I thought, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to break it up into three parts, 3 episodes, and this one will be episode 414. And the power of taking massive action. What 50 talk tos taught me, and here's number one. And I love this because I'm sitting here just reflecting in all of the results and the leads and the conversations that came out of it. And for me too, for all of us. Number one is this. I really believe that action, massive action, builds confidence. So many times we're waiting for preparation or the perfect plan, or I've got everything just right. And what we find is that when you take massive action, guess what? You get massive results. And when you take a lot of action, here's what happens too. It builds confidence. I hear people say, man, how do I get more confident in calls? How do I get more confident in conversations? How do I get more confident in what I'm doing each and every day? And I would tell you, number one, you just got to take massive action. And here's what happens in that. We took a week, we were preparing our list. The goal was to have 200 to 300 on the list, to have 50 conversations. And what I find, it's easy. And I fall trapped to this as well. Carl's taught me this so much over the last 4 years, is oftentimes you got to ready, fire, aim. It's better for you to take massive action today than to wait for the perfect plan. And it's like when it's just right and I got it dialed in. Note, version one is to get to version two, to get to version three, to get to version four. And on the Breakfast Club this morning, we talked about the wins and the results, and so much happens in your confidence when you just take action. And it's like, I'm going to take action. It'll be a little messy. It won't be perfect. It's not going to be flawless. And here, you know what? Great. Take action, because action builds confidence. And as you take action, you tweak along the way and get a little bit better. Here's the second thing. Massive action brings clarity. It brings clarity around your why we do what we do. It brings clarity about how to have great conversations. Because look, when you start having conversations, the beginning conversations may not be that great, but the more you do, the better you get. And so what happens is when we're taking massive actions, it's giving me confidence and it's bringing me clarity around doing the right activities. A funny story. I've got a great admin. Her name's Jennifer. She helps me in all of the things that I do. And at the end of the day, we did our daily recap, and she said, "Hey, did you see my email earlier in the day?" And I just laughed. I said, "Girl, I've been on the phone all day long because I was going to do whatever it took to get to my 50 talk tos." And you know what it did is it just brings clarity around not being busy in the busy work, because all that stuff will sort itself out, but being crystal clear in the number one activity that makes you most your money. And it's having more great conversations, and those conversations having a call to action, because we're wanting to lead people to the next step. So number one, action brings confidence or builds your confidence. Number two, action brings clarity. And here's number three. And I love this because as I sat back at the end of the day, when we started, Carl had asked, it was Carl and Frank, and I think even Dave Savage was on at that time. And it was like, hey, Steve, have you ever had 50 talk tos in a day? Well, first off, I'm thinking, man, I've had a lot of calls, but number one, I never tracked it. So I don't know. I kind of think I have, but I'm not sure. So I have to say no. And then, Frank, you've been in the business 30 plus years. Have you ever had 50? Carl, have you ever had 50 talk tos in a day? And it's like, all of us as leaders in an industry, like being able to say 50 talk tos in one day, I don't know that I have. I think I have, but I don't know. Hey there, if you're loving the tips so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss out on more cool free tips coming your way. I'd also love to hear from you. Make sure to drop a comment below and let me know what you think, or what it is you want to see next. And we'll see you on the inside. See you. And here's the third thing that I really took away is that you can do more than you think. 50 talk tos is not an untouchable number. It's just a number. And it's achievable. And Carl used this analogy, and I thought it was so good. You know, somebody who's never run a marathon is like 26, 27 miles. It's like, I think I can. I've been prepping, I've been working, I've been building up to it. But on go day, you run 27 miles, you realize, wow, I can do more than I thought I could do. And I think in our businesses, you can do more than you think you can do. I can have more talk tos. I can be more focused. I can have more clarity. I can, and it's not a place of shame, like I wish I shoulda, coulda, woulda, but it's more from a place of inspiration where it's like, I can do this. I can have more calls. I can have more conversations. I can have less distractions. I can be so intentional that when we're doing the right activity, I'm getting the right results. And so, number three was you can simply do more than you think you can. And then here was point number four, the lessons. I just sat this morning and spent time in reflection, and I wrote a whole list, 2 pages of notes of takeaways and what I learned from it. And here was the fourth thing that I really took away from having 50 conversations in one day is number four, running with others makes you run faster. So let me go back through number one. Number one, action builds confidence. Number two, action brings clarity. Number three, you can do more than you actually think you can. And in that, let me just say this. I think when you're with others and you're being challenged and inspired, and I have to tell you this, for me, I'm going to have 50 talk tos. Why? Because I want to help lead our teams. I want to lead the loan officers. I want to lead this industry. I want to be somebody who says, man, I hit these numbers and I didn't say, hey, I think it's a good idea. We did it. And here was number four. Running with others simply makes you run faster. And I'll tell you this. I started at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. And about about 1:30, 2 o'clock my time, Carl threw up a number. He said, man, I've had this many talk tos. And I was quite a bit talk tos lower. I think Carl was like 27, 28. I was like 19, 20. And man, half of my day was gone. And it was long conversations, good conversations, lots of voicemails. And here's what was interesting. When he threw up his number, it inspired me to just run faster. It inspired me to say, all right, I'm catching up, number one, and just a sneaky little trick. Don't tell Carl, but I'm like, Carl, you're not going to beat me. I'm going to get ahead of you. And it inspired me, not from a place of shame, like you're falling behind, but like, hey, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get ahead. And so one of the things that I realized was when you run with others, it helps you to run faster. You know, I think about taking a lap on a track. If I'm running a track, I mean, in true story, my circular drive here at my house is about a quarter. It's one lap of a mile track. And so I just think about, man, if I got out of here in my circular drive because I live on 5 acres, I start running, but then Stephanie's running with me, I'm going to run faster because I'm running with someone. And what a great takeaway that, you know, in an industry that's intoxicated with being isolated and alone, and it always feels like, man, I'm by myself running my own race. I want to encourage you, find a tribe, your community, the people you're running with, the people you're doing life with, the people that are inspiring you. can help you to run faster and to do more than you simply think you can. So I really just want to encourage you today. And this is the 4 points in a recap. And I've got two more episodes I'm going to do with more takeaways. But in having 50 conversations, what I really took away was action builds confidence. Number two was action brings clarity. Number three is simply you can do more than you think you can do. And number four, running with others will make you run faster. The energy of the group creates momentum that you can't get on your own and by yourself alone on an island. And so, hey, I want to encourage you. Two things. Listen to the next two episodes. But also, if you feel like you're alone, you're not running in a community, go to Loan Officer Success, put in your first name, type in your email and your cell phone, and I think it asks you another question. But fill that out and talk to our team. We'll jump on a 45-minute call. We'll show you the plan. We'll show you what we did at Call Star Splits. We'll give you the scripts. We'll give you the tools and join a community that's moving in the same direction. I know we've got an alliance group that's launching here shortly. Ask them about that. What would it look like to join a group of people moving in the same direction? Go to loanofficersuccess.com, loanofficersuccess.com, and join a tribe. Find a group of people moving in the same direction. One more time, action builds confidence. Action brings clarity. You can do more than you think, and running with others simply makes you run faster. And with that, guys, remember this: anything worth doing is worth doing badly. Just get started. See ya.